Hello everybody, welcome back for some more World of Warships. Today is going to be just nearly missing a Kraken in my Akatsuki, but still pulling off 4 kills, so sorry for the spoilers up front, but hence the title of Knock Knock Knockin' on Kraken's Door. It was so close. So anyway, as we start out here, moving up the middle. This is one of the maps I really like to have in either a good cruiser or a destroyer, because there's just so many little torpedo ambush positions around the rocks and the islands up front. There in the middle, so many places where you can lie in wait and dispatch torpedoes. Great if you're a torpedo launching player, not so great if you're a torpedo vulnerable player like a big battleship or something, but that's why I like this map. It's not bad for a carrier or a battleship, honestly, either. You just have to kind of stay away from the rocks and all the likely torpedo spots there if you're in a battleship, or a less responsive kind of larger cruiser, for instance. But as we get started here, gonna kind of charge up towards the front and then pull myself around in a left-hand 180 to set myself up for a triple torpedo barrage if it becomes necessary off here to the left. Hoping that some enemies are trying to push down that way fast in either destroyers or faster cruisers. And looks like they were doing so off on the right side, and then suddenly a destroyer kind of pops up on the radar here to the left, so we're going to focus on him in a moment.
Smoke generator started.
So he's actually coming about back this way. Now, my first 2 salvos of torpedoes were fired at that smoke. And when the
smoke screen set,
enemy destroyer makes it safely through my torpedo barrage there, I hit my own smoke and speed away as fast as I can because, well, I don't really want anything to do with him firing torpedoes at me either. Primarily, my torpedoes fired there were fired off at the enemies out in the smoke, hoping that they would come in closer. No real problem from the enemy torpedoes. He didn't realistically have a chance to hit me with those from the angle he was firing at and the fact that I was heading away from him, so not really a concern at that point. Now him giving chase to me is a slight problem. But still, as I'm running away from him, all that's really happening is he's highlighted to my team and I'm drawing him in towards my team, so still not really a problem. My guns are better than his guns, really, at this distance, so not really a problem. Keep on drawing him in closer, and anything, if he fires torpedoes at me from this distance, I'm going to easily be able to dodge them anyway, so draw him in, keep him coming towards me, keep moving away from him. Give him a little incentive to stay away from me. And fire my torpedo spread in such a way that if he dodges back away from the first bit of torpedoes, he's going to turn right back into the second. And he's taken out anyway. Now this is basically the moment where I missed my Kraken, was not killing him right there. Unfortunately. But that's the way.
Engine boost deactivated. Torpedoes dead ahead.
Now on to the actual kill-ins. Now, I really enjoy sailing the Akatsuki. It's got just the right amount of gun turrets and just the right amount of torpedoes for most of the enemies that it will see. And I think it's pretty effective. Of course, it helps very much that when they split the destroyer line, I got the Akatsuki for free, fully modified. So that certainly is a big bonus. And my fully experienced captain that it came along with, that I already had for my, what was it, Mitsuki, I think, got transferred over to the Akatsuki, so not only did I get a fully modified ship, but my experienced captain got automatically transferred over to it, so I didn't even have to start over again with a rookie captain. So that certainly does help. couple of enemy ships here on the run from friendly forces that are preoccupied with friendly forces, which lets me get a few pot shots in on them from distance before they get to where they're going to be able to realistically do a lot of damage to me besides a really lucky shot. So I'm well outside spotting distance from them, and I'm going to continue to barrage them as much as I possibly can and kind of chase them and head them off up here around these islands if I can. And that was my Discord. This video is from a few weeks ago before I muted my Discord and set it to Do Not Disturb most of the time, so sorry about that. So we've completed capturing the A point. We've got our team a slight ticket bleed advantage here. And I'm going to continue on trying to get the ambush in, while hopefully not running into an island here. It was a little close, but thankfully I was sailing a relatively maneuverable destroyer. I was starting to wonder if I was ever even going to get a shot off here before he was going to get totally sunk. And yes, it's a cheap kill, but it's a kill all the same.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
So that's one down. Not a whole lot of damage done, but the first enemy ship put on the bottom. Thankfully, in this game, you get a lot of credit towards the amount of damage that you do, not just the kill, so at least I wasn't really taking a lot away from the enemy ship that did most of the or the friendly ship rather that did most of the damage, but except for the kill credit. So yes, I feel a little bad about that, but he is going to get a much better score than I am based on the amount of damage he did, so it's not entirely fair because the kill is what everybody wants, but at least he got a lot more money and experience than I did. Team is currently sitting pretty at a 7-4 advantage and double the ticket count here. Almost close enough to being double. Not too bad. We've got nearly a 2-to-1 advantage in everything. Now we just lost a ship there. Graf's Bay putting a shores on the bottom as they're starting to take the D point. However, I'm able to move in and start decapping the B point on them, so keep the tickets as where they are. Now I can see where the enemy are up close. They're all over here in the D point, and I'm closing in, expecting contact at any moment. A smoke screen comes into view, and I know there's going to be something near there, and there's a Gneisenau taking a massive citadel from somebody there. Not exactly sure what hit him. Shouldn't have been torpedoes. But whatever it was, it did a lot of damage to him.
Engine boost deactivated.
Now hear this. Now hear this. This is the captain speaking. Battle stations, prepare for close quarters combat. So I'm going to try to drop smoke here for the two cruisers that are coming in behind me so they can basically sail into it and get some good broadside shooting going on. And then fire 2 tight spreads and a broad spread of torpedoes here against the enemy ships. We've got the Graf's Bay coming in. Very nice broadside target for me to put some shell fire into. Hopefully trying to start fires here. Just barely sailed out of my smoke and get detected. Can't get any really good fires going on him, but I'm doing a pretty decent amount of damage on him just the same. As far as relatively small caliber HE shells go. And I kind of give up on the Graf's Bay there, hoping that my torpedoes can do something and turn my attention to the Gneisenau. And eventually the Congo beyond him. And my final torpedo gets a hit in on the Graf's Bay, and there's kill number 2. Now this Gneisenau is going to be a slight problem. There's the torpedoes from the Graf's Bay, and be able to dodge those with no trouble at all. I'm trying to get some good fire going on this Gneisenau here. The Gneisenau who took the massive Citadel hit earlier, or torpedo hit. Lose my steering, but luckily I have last stand on this crew, so I'm able to keep moving and maneuvering. Doing everything I can. Try and put as much damage to this guy as possible. I get a fire on him, which he promptly burns out with his damage control party and his fire extinguishers. Had really high hopes for this torpedo spread, which he manages to turn in between and completely dodge. Pretty much thought I was done there at that point. Kind of had resigned myself to a fate here. And then get a good fire on him. I know he's not going to last long with this fire going. Somehow he doesn't utterly destroy me with the broadside fire shot that he fired. And the fire puts him on the bottom for my 3rd kill. Didn't really think I was going to survive that encounter, but luckily he was pretty low health too. And I was able to get 2 fires going on him at just the right time. So now I've got my sights on this Congo. I'm going to try to chase him down and get some fires and torpedoes into him as well. When suddenly I'm detected and there's a Matsuki just 5 kilometers off the port bow. So I guess we'll turn our attention to him. Sorry, Congo. I'll have to come play with you later. Now I'm pretty low on health. Get set on fire myself. Don't really have time to afford waiting for a second fire. Matsuki's got a pretty good firing solution on me, so I'm going to punch all my torpedoes off and try to just do gun battle with him. Trying to get as much damage, set him on fire if I possibly can.
Torpedo, dead ahead.
Now by the time I get back out to look at the torpedoes, I just don't have enough time to slow down and stop and take one right smack in the center. And that'll be that for my ship. But the Matsuki celebrates just a little bit too soon. Because I got him with my torpedoes too for a torpedo kill from beyond the grave. And there's the 4th and final kill for the battle, with leaving only the enemy Congo to go. And normally I would cut out here and close back into the end, but this battle ends in less than a minute after I get sunk, so we'll just go to the ending here. Well, keep watching till the ending, rather, is what I meant. So I'm trying to find the closest friendly ship to the Congo to zoom in and watch some gunfire. And we end up on this Gaiety here. As the tickets roll over to 1,000. And that's that. Victory is ours. So 4 ships sunk, 2 torpedoes, 55 gun hits, a couple of captures, some floods, some fires, defended a flag. Pretty decent amount of score there. And you can see on the next screen here where I only took a 2nd place with 4 kills because of the amount of damage that I did. So there's some justice to the guys that I sunk their ships that they did the most damage to because they scored better than I did. Still made a bit of profit here. Would have been even better with a premium account, but just the same. That's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know what you thought, and we'll see you next week for more World of Warships. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourselves a great Wednesday.